Topics from Breakingviews this morning. François Hollande's proposal of a 75% tax rate for those earning over €1 million. Looks like a recipe for disaster, and Standard Chartered trades at a premium over HSBC. But is that premium worth it? With me is Robert Cole. Robert, before we get into those stories, LTRO, 529 billion, pretty much bang in line with expectations. 800 bidders, that is way up on what we had before. Euros hit session lows. Why is that?
Well, breaking news and breaking news on this just out a couple of minutes ago. I think it's a bit more than there was in line with expectations. It's not right at the top end of, people were talking about $1 trillion. Okay, it's a long way below that. But I think 500 million is something of a threshold here. The first one was a bit below that. This one's a bit above it. Okay, it's not much in it, but it's still quite a lot. And as you say, there are quite a lot of banks tapping this as well. So I think it's a bit more than people had been expecting.
So why sell the euro?
Well, because that perhaps indicates there's a bit more stress in this system than had been forecast or had been expected. And perhaps there's a little bit of thought of, oh my goodness, the ECB isn't going to do this again. So, this tap is going to be turned off. Right. And there's a little bit of fear there as well. It's not masses and masses of money either. So it's not like an enormous amount of money being rolled into the markets as well, which would be good. I mean, very, very early days, just breaking a couple of minutes ago. But I think that the first blanch, this is just slightly disappointing for the market.
All right, let's get on to the stories I mentioned. Hollande's 75% tax rate for over $1 million. You say this smacks of madness, really. Well, he's going to lose credibility.
It just doesn't seem to make any sense at all, not least the way that this seems to have been sort of a policy made up on the hoof. I think there's some thought that he's just trying to sort of outlaw big spending, big pay packages. But and that's what a 75% tax rate would do. Just nobody would pay it. They'd just go elsewhere. Does he know how quickly how quickly you can get from Brussels to Paris? How it only takes 2.25 hours to go to London. So
50%.
I mean, either it's just unworkable. And so nonsense in those kind of terms, or he's sort of blatant electioneering.
Well, he's in London right now, isn't he? He's going to talk to Ed Miliband.
Yeah, and he'll lose credibility at the end of the day. So we don't quite see. So I suppose if you're Sarkozy or one of his supporters, you're smiling to yourself today.
Yeah, all right. And then Standard Chartered out today. These look pretty good, these numbers. HSBC's numbers look pretty good. Standard Chartered, I don't know what the premium is exactly. Do we know what the premium is?
Let's not get too detailed on the numbers, but there is a premium.
But you don't think that's warranted?
Well, the thing is that, Standard Chartered's a great bank. It's in some ways better overall than HSBC. And presumably this is where the premium comes into it, is that, it's not in reconfiguration mode as HSBC is to an extent. But what we wonder about this premium is whether people are slightly forgetting that, of course, Standard Chartered is a big exposure to India and Korea. And India...
And that's the worry, right?
Yeah, and India had quite a steep fall in the GDP, in the growth numbers earlier on today as well. So India is not a great economy to be exposed to. And we wonder whether that's fully factored into the pricing.
Okay, Standard Chartered trades at 1.5 times forecast 2012 book value, 1.2 for HSBC.
Right.
Okay, Robert, thanks a lot for that. Robert Cole. For more agenda-setting insight, watch our US Breakingviews show every day, 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 GMT. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.